Beckham Beauty has a new summer color collection that includes a brand new Satin Kajal liner and a brand new Posh balm. And we're going to look at those here today with me, Rebecca. I'm a fashion and beauty editor who has worked for well over 20 years with some of the biggest names in the fashion and beauty industry. And that has given me the gall, the wherewithal, the impulse to bring you not fit for print beauty right here to YouTube, so you have a sort of digital beauty magazine to look through every day or so, right here on YouTube. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I have followed Victoria Beckham Beauty forever, even since the days that she did her little collection with Estee Lauder. Everyone knows this about me. I'm a huge fan, and I enjoy the products as well. And I like her fashion too, by the way. When Victoria Beckham Beauty launched her namesake beauty collection, they were really, and still, are really tiny little closely edited collections, 1 or 2 shades at a time, that sort of thing. And what I've always done almost traditionally is just kind of reviewed them as they came up, especially the Satin Kajal liner, which is Victoria Beckham Beauty's liner that has a beautiful sponge tip on one side and a fun, interesting color on the other side. And I would do each one as they were released, and she would do one at a time. Well, boy, a lot of time must have passed because there's now 21 shades. Even if you include the little sparkly ones, 21 shades. And we have a new one called Terracotta, and that is right here. We're going to take this outside into the warm California sunshine to look at it in a moment, and we're going to do a full eye look. Whenever I review these, I really like to kind of put them in the waterline, tight line with them, and also to use them almost like an eyeshadow pencil. You can't do it all the time because they're pricey. This is $34, and it will be used up quickly if you do that, but they really work well for it, and I think it's kind of a nice quick look. You can also combine it with a shadow if you wanted to, or combine it with another liner or with one of her eyeshadow sticks you could do as well. But we're going to do that look today. I don't have anything on my eyes, so we're ready for that. So that is part of the summer color collection, the Terracotta Satin Kajal liner. I'm also going to compare it to a few shades in her collection. The Satin Kajal liner is so special, but it's lost a little bit of that specialness because so many people have come out, especially with dual-ended liners and with liners that have sponge tips on the other side. But for so long, honestly, Victoria Beckham Beauty was the only game in town for these really kind of creamy liners that for most people, not everyone, but for most people kind of stayed and didn't budge. For me, they all stay and don't budge except for Bordeaux will run down my face. It depends on the person. Some of you don't like them at all, and others of you swear by them. They're $34. You used to be able to pay like $2 less and not get a sharpener. Now you pay it $34 with or without a sharpener, so I always get the sharpener. If you don't want the clutter, I have so many sharpeners all over my studio here, and there's never one where I need it. So this will be another. If I'm paying, I'm taking it. You know what I mean? Okay, but to go with this terracotta, and we're going to take this outside in a moment, Victoria Beckham Beauty has also released a new Posh balm in Cannelle, which is interesting. I think that, does that mean cinnamon? She's got a cinnamon liner. So maybe this should have been released with that. I don't know. This is $32, $34 for the liner. So rather pricey for the collection, but nobody ever said that Victoria Beckham Beauty was in the affordable beauty. It's actually in the luxury sector, just along with her ready-to-wear as well. This is, I think it means cinnamon, doesn't it? Cannelle? Anyway, in Victoria Beckham Beauty describes it as a sheer tan kind of apricot. Now this one comes now in 5 different shades. This is one of the newest additions to her collection. It's one of these where you kind of click it up as much as you need it, and it can't click back down, and then you put it on, and it's kind of a colored, nourishing balm. Wear it over a lipstick. Wear it over a liner is how I like to wear them. Today I won't put it with a liner because I just want to see how it looks on its own as you guys are making decisions about whether or not you want to purchase. Now I will have purchase information down below in the description bar as well as up here in YouTube shopping as long as I can find it available. Victoria Beckham Beauty, for instance, isn't in YouTube shopping, but Nordstrom and Bergdorf's and Neiman's are. So if they have these products, I'll have it in YouTube shopping. Also, don't forget you guys can become a bigger and better part of this channel by following me on Instagram or TikTok, joining our Facebook group, or joining us here on YouTube for our membership, which meets for lives once a week. And if you can't make the lives, you can watch the archive lives if you are a member. So we'd love to see you there. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. First thing I want to do some comparisons, but let's first just straight out take these two members of the Victoria Beckham Beauty Summer Color Collection out into the warm California sunshine. On the left, you will see the terracotta shade just kind of squiggled onto my hand in the sun, and to the right of it is the new Posh Balm shade in Cannelle. We have a $34 terracotta and a $32 either Cannelle or Cannelle, depending on how you're going to pronounce it. I think it means cinnamon. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I wanted to also take a look at this terracotta shade with two of her other liners that I thought matched the most closely with. So I'm going to put, I always open the wrong end, always open the wrong end. I am going to put a little that on my hand just here in studio lighting. That is the new terracotta shade. It's very warm. When we put it on the eyes, I do worry a bit that it's going to look a little bit like I have allergies, but we'll see. And then just kind of for fun, I thought we'd look at cinnamon. She does have a shade called cinnamon with it. There's the difference. The terracotta, as the name would imply, is much warmer than the cinnamon shade that she did, but I thought it was a good comparison. And I also pulled out the copper shade, which I think will be a little too shimmery, but they kind of look a little bit similar, so I thought we'd see. All right, so there's the kind of progressions in the brown shades. Here's the brand new terracotta, and if you already own cinnamon in the Satin Kajal liner, there it is compared. And if you already own copper in the Satin Kajal liner, there that is. The warmest being the copper. This is almost the midway point, really, between the cinnamon and the copper shades, which is really interesting. Okay, I can do any other comparisons that you need to any other brands. I know a lot of different brands are making these. You know, we're seeing a lot of, she's getting a run for her money. Victoria Beckham Beauty really kind of had the market cornered for a while, but a lot of people are doing them, especially with that spongy applicator. But let me just tell you, don't laugh. I honestly think that there's nothing better than the Victoria Beckham Beauty little sponge tip. I think that it's just like soft, but not too soft. It's the right point. Everybody tries to do a nice sponge tip, but I think hers are honestly the best. So we're going to try that on. And I also want to try it on our Cannelle or Cannelle shade of the balm. Now you can't roll this up too far because this is like that liquefied balm that it's almost like it doesn't want to be contained by the container. And if you too far, you can't get it back in and it just kind of goes like that. So let's just try it on here with nothing else on my lips. See how it looks. On this channel, we are home to what I like to call the Cool Tone Revolution Army. And that is people who wish that everything that was released wasn't so darn warm-toned. My Cool Tone Revolution Army people are not going to like this collection. This is her summer collection, and boy, is it warm, as we'd kind of expect summer to be. By the way, you can join the Cool Tone Revolution Army. It doesn't cost a thing. Just declare yourself a member if you love cool tones more than anything. You can even give yourself a rank down in the comment section. It's totally free and just for fun. I tend to look better in warm tones, but I am indeed safe haven to the Cool Tone Revolution Army, and they're going to sound off below in comments if you're a cool tone lover. This will not be your collection, but I'm happy to have you here anyway just to look at it. This does not call itself pH adjusting, but it does say that they are adaptive shades. The same thing. The more you put it on, the more it kind of develops the color. If you are somebody who feels like their balm, when they wear a balm like this, that it travels all over the face, pair it with a sort of a waxy lip liner. Victoria Beckham makes a great slightly waxy lip liner. That will help contain it. That waxy lip liner can be your friend if these type of colors get away from you and start moving up your face like the Joker. Okay. Now that we got that on, I feel a little better with it on my... That's really pretty though, isn't it? I think it does need a little bit of a lip liner for definition, but it's certainly very pretty. All right, let's go ahead and try on this Satin Kajal liner in terracotta. Now the first thing I'm going to do, which is a tad bit boring, I am going to put it in the waterline and tightline with it. Do we go too red? Do I look like a lab test animal? Here it is in the waterline here, but not here. What do you think? What if I tightline with it? Pardon me pulling up my eyelid. It's not the most attractive thing to do. What do you think? Do I look like a lab test animal? I think it's okay. Is it too red? I mean, too warm? Too warm and you look like you've got allergies. You know, it's like hay fever look. Hay fever chic. Hashtag hay fever. Okay, I am going to just kind of smudge this all over my eye. And then I'm going to use, I told you, I love this. I'm just going to do a kind of one and done eye look with it. It's really creamy. You got to do one eye at a time, guys, because this will set. You have a little bit of playtime, and then it will set. So don't smudge it and smear it all over your eye, and then go smudge it on the next eye, and then go answer the phone, and then you're going to have a mess. And, you know, depending on, I like to really shear this out. And I will even put a little bit of it on, just really kind of sloppy on the lid and underneath. Should I do a little more? Maybe in this portion? Okay, flip it around. Now, I don't, if you, unless you have real money to burn, and who does these days, I don't think that you can do this every day because it will just burn through the pencil. But especially when they come in, I love to use it like this. And if you're going to travel or something with it, I think it would be really nice. Okay, what I'm going to do now, just so you're not super duper duper bored, is I'm going to do the other eye and I'll speed it up. First of all, let me just give you a quick, oops, things are falling. Let me just give you a quick look of this eye. This eye does have some mascara on it, but nothing else. So this eye totally done, completely in the Terracotta. Cannelle on the lips. This eye, just some mascara. All right, I'm going to do this one and speed it up, and then we'll take a look at it together. Okay, what do you think? You got a little bit, you saw like shortening table legs. You know, oh, this one's a little darker. Oh, now this one's a little darker. Oh, now this one's a little darker. But at any rate, it's a basic look there. You know, I think it would benefit. This is fine as it is. Benefit, I think, from a little bit of sparkle. Maybe a highlighter that you use a little bit on the, or in the inner corner of the eye or on the mobile lid. See, this is a really pretty look. I am really attracted to cool tones. That's why I'm safe haven for the Cool Tone Revolution Army. I just don't always look great in them. I admit, I just don't always look great in them. I do look better in a warm shade. So this is a good one for me. I still think I'm uneven here, but I can go fix that. Here's what you're going to want to know. We all know that for most people, the majority of people, the Victoria Beckham liner is unbeatable in terms of its how long it lasts, longevity. But sometimes they'll run. So what I'm going to do, I'm going out to dinner with my kids tonight. Casual dinner. Getting ready to get going. And I will be out for quite a few hours, and I will let you know how this lasts. I still have a long time till I take off my makeup. So I'll let you know how long it lasts and did it run. Okay? Now, how long it lasts on the lid for most of us is different than how long it lasts in the waterline. So the waterline tends to be more wet. And lids, it really depends if you have kind of an oily lid, do you use a primer, etc., etc. I just applied it just straight to the lid for this look. Now it's driving me crazy because I could see that this is a little bit less here. Pardon me, that's driving me nuts. Okay, so I got a lot of homework to do, and all I have to do is just sit and eat my dinner. In terms of, I was doing that with the cap, but it still worked. It blends pretty nicely. But in terms of the lip look, I don't have these lip colors last too long on me that she does, especially not really through eating. But I do think they're beautiful, and they don't go everywhere on me, but if they do on you, a liner, especially Victoria Beckham Beauty Liner, will really help you. So I'm going to let you know whether this one runs. It applies like, I'm starting to get to know these. Like I said, there's 21 shades. I'm starting to get pretty good at this. It's applying like really good budge-proof liners. I don't know if you knew these were released. They were kind of on early release, and then I got them, and yeah, they're really, really pretty. I have a full face of Victoria Beckham Beauty on right now, as a matter of fact, and that will all be below in the description bar or up here in YouTube Shopping so that you can take a look at it and see what you think. Hey, make sure that you like and share, and of course, definitely subscribe to my channel. Got some new stuff coming up in the next few days from Tarte and Benefit. Eventually, we'll get those YSL eyeshadows in when they finally come completely to the US. And I saw we have some new Charlotte Tilbury blushes that are either available now or coming incredibly soon. All sorts of good stuff. and you'll always get the latest right here on Not Fit for Print Beauty. Make sure you sub, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.